Hey, welcome. Chris here with the trades. Going to go over eight pickers, eight stocks that I'm looking at for the week ahead for trades, for longs. These are stocks that I'm looking at here come Monday morning at the open to see where we open and to see if these stocks set up as they look like they are ready to set up as of the close on Friday, the end of last week. So these are particular stocks that meet my criteria, things I'm looking at for trades, swing trades, longs, swing trades long. Basically, these are stocks that have good fundamentals. They look good for long-term holds. Okay, so that's the first step. And the second step is then turning to the chart and looking at the chart to see it, basically looking for an entry point. I'm looking for a pullback, price to relax into some natural level of support where it would be reasonable to get in and go long and swing trade long. The idea is that these are stocks that should be moving up in price. They should, by fundamental standards, look good in that sense. So I'm looking for an entry. Okay, so first off, we're looking at SPY, the market, a bit of a pullback on Friday, but overall still really strong. So let's see. The first one on my list here is going to be Northrop Grumman. Here we're looking at a chart that looks strong, a big push and a move up. We've got some price that's coming down, relaxing into the natural level of support, which would be around this point here at 564. So we'll see where we open on Monday. We had a little bit of a bounce at the end of the week here on Friday, finding some support into these levels here. So depending where we open up, I'm going to be a buyer into this level here. And this natural level of support is about 2 or 3%. Obviously, I'd give it a little room down to about here, where we've got this top way back in October. So I'm going to be a buyer into this range here for risk and for take profit up into this level here, 3-4%. See if we want to move up any higher. After that, it could be blue sky from there. So see where we open on Monday for Northrop Grumman. Next on the list is Microsoft. This one actually, I mean, it's been a strong stock for sure. It's been moving up. We got this big pop here on earnings. It's coming back down, finding some support. It would appear. However, this one actually, technically, if you're looking at the chart, has broken, and it's probably not something that I'm interested in. However, it only broke a little, and by my strategy, if that happens, I'm always looking to give it a little bit more room. So, though it looks like it's broken and wouldn't fit my criteria, because I want to see it find support at this level and not break, but it only broke slightly. So I could see coming down even a little further down to this level here. It's another, less than 2% on the risk. If it wants to keep coming down, yeah, sure, not interested. But this looks good. I mean, I would give it a little room, even if it did break in real time looking like this. I wouldn't just automatically get out here because it should and could move back up, and the potential up into these highs, 10 or so percent still. Can Microsoft do it? We'll see. So that one, a little bit of a funny play, but it looks really good, and I would still be interested in this. See where we open on Monday, of course. Next one, sort of similar actually. NVDA technically did break below this level, but see, it did find some support right back here where this bottom wick was, back where I'm pointing here on in July. So it got some support, found some support. So we'll see what it wants to do on Monday when we open. I'd be coming down even from that point down to about here, even give it another 2% or so. Of course, if it wants to just keep dropping, I'd just get out. But obviously, the take profit up into the highs here is looking about 10% or so, depending on where we open on Monday. I would like to see it continue with this candle, which indicates a push up to me. It wants to move up. So, assuming that it does that quickly, I'm interested. All right. Next one on the list is Charles Schwab. Big wash on Friday, right into this natural level of support. Perfect. If it holds, that would be an ideal entry point for me. I'm looking to take it maybe down to about here, 2%, but for the move back up, looking to take profits at 5-6% into this range, into this volume for sure. See if it wants to break highs from there. Next one on the list is YALA here, YALA Group. Finding some support and bouncing. Would have liked to have seen it move up a little higher and break these highs. Start to roll over, but found some support again. So the real big question is, Will it hold this level and move or not? The I'll be looking to take some profits up into these highs here, 8 or so%. Pretty tight range on the risk. I'd be a buyer into about this level, I'd have to say. I mean, certainly for sure here, I could see it finding some support here, then back into here. It would probably come into here if it did. Beyond that, I probably wouldn't be too interested. But at this point, stock is setting up nicely. All right, so moving on to the next on the list, we're looking at Viva Systems here. Nice strong stock, a big gap up. Got to be careful there. Does it want to come and fill that gap? Perhaps, perhaps not. But look at this top wick here. So I can see it coming down a little further. It didn't quite do that. It found some support right into this range, sort of in this sort of bottom low from the gap up. Makes some sense. See where we want to go from here. I'd be a buyer into this level here, this 3 or 4%. I'd take it down into there. If it breaks much below that, maybe it would want to come and fill this gap, and I would not be wanting to be interested in that or holding through that. But if it does continue on this trend now moving upward, I could see it come into this level here, take profit about 3 or 4%, take some profits again here at 7 or 8, at highs 8 or 9. Maybe it wants to keep moving from there. But I like this one as well. On the list is VRT. VRT. Again, finding some support, doing a very similar thing, and it rolled back over, but then support was found again right into these levels. So does it want to keep moving up from here is the big question. See where we open on Monday, of course. If it gaps down below this, and this goes for all of them, if it was just would gap down, probably not interested. Same if it even gaps up. There's really just no entry there. But assuming we have a decent open on Monday, be looking to take profit up into these ranges. I mean, if it wants to come up into these highs, that's 14, 15%. Down here, risking about 5. So risk to reward looks real good. And finally, looking at Fastenal, love this one. Super strong company. Been riding this trend for a while. Got a big wash on Friday. This is, like I said at the beginning, this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a good company, a strong company with an entry, and here it is. To me, I mean, could it keep coming from here and break this level down below this 2% or so? Yeah, sure, of course it could. Anything could happen. It could come down to here for all we know, or it could keep going and keep coming down. But odds are, does it want to keep following the same pattern? Yes, this is the third or fourth try on this, so at some point it's going to break and break structure. But until it does, looking to see if we can get a move up into this 3 or 4 or 5% range here on Fastenal. So that's what I got for the week ahead. A couple of different stocks. I actually got a lot more that make the list, but obviously I can't go through all of them here. But these are the ones I'm focused on for next week. Happy trading.